What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we're diving into a traffic stop encounter of an individual who ends up being taken into custody due to an outstanding warrant and additional charges of obstructing an officer. This footage provides a fascinating look at how interactions with law enforcement can escalate when identification isn't immediately provided. You get what I'm saying? And compliance becomes an issue. I'll break down all the key moments, analyze what went right and what went wrong, okay, and share educational insights about the importance of lawful compliance and understanding your rights. Let's get started.
How's it going? You're just following that car in front of you a little close, that's all. Did you have your ID on you by chance? You don't have it? What's your name? Huh? What's your last name? Huh? I'm just asking. I'm out with you guys. So. You got a medical card? Huh? I smell a little bit of weed. It's not a huge deal, but I don't want you to laugh at me. What happened? Come back here. Take your hands out of your pocket for me.
What's going on?
You've been requested to get out of the vehicle. That's what's going on.
I just know what happened. Nobody told me what happened or why.
It'll be explained to you in just a few. What's your last name? What's your first name?
Was charged with obstructing an officer as well as her warrant for disorderly conduct from a month and a half ago. Her total cash bond was set at $1,500.
This encounter starts with a routine traffic stop, okay, for following another vehicle too closely. This seemingly minor traffic stop infraction, is a very common, reason for stops and can lead to additional observations by the officers, wondering why would somebody be following another car too closely, basically, as happened here when the smell of what was noted, okay? So the officer's polite tone shows that, most interactions begin non-confrontational, right? But things can escalate depending on how both parties handle the situation. You know what I mean? Like you gotta know how you can act in the middle of a traffic stop. You can't be acting like you're gonna ignore what the officer's telling you to do and stuff like that. That's probably gonna get you even to even more trouble. You get what I'm saying? But when the officer asks for identification, the individual hesitates, claiming not to have it. Providing ID during a lawful traffic stop is required in most states. You know what I mean? Like I'm not joking. Like if you get pulled over, you could just basically expect for the cop to ask you for your ID, right? I mean, that's one of the things that they ask you for when they pull you over. If you were speeding or something like that, and refusing to do so, to give it to them can lead to complications. Okay, it really could, as law enforcement needs to confirm the identity for safety and accountability reasons. You know what I mean? Like they got to make sure that the person that they pulled over for whatever they did wrong, it doesn't have a warrant or isn't somebody that police everywhere are looking for, and things of that nature. And by failing to provide this information properly, the individual definitely raised suspicion with the cop. But that's just one of the things, right? If you don't want to provide your identification, the cop probably looks at it like, oh, well, he might have a warrant for his arrest, or she might have a warrant for her. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to provide the identification, because if not, they're going to immediately think something like that. And if you're stopped by the law, by the police, remain calm, polite, and provide your identification when asked. It's a simple step that can prevent unnecessary escalation of the situation. That's all that matters. You gotta know how to prevent things from happening, man. You gotta be cool, calm, and collective. And the officer asked the individual to step out the vehicle, citing the smell of what as probable cause. This is where things become more serious. You get what I'm saying? Because, the Fourth Amendment protects individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures, right? But in cases where, an officer detects the odor of marijuana, courts often uphold searches as lawful. You get what I'm saying? Because they got the smell of it. That's a very distinct smell. That's a very distinct smell. You can smell it probably 2 miles away. Even if you believe a search is what is it called? Even if you believe the search is unwarranted, you get what I'm saying? It's crucial to comply and dispute anything you have against it later through legal channels rather than resisting on the scene. Because if you act like, no, there's nothing in my car and blah blah blah, stuff like that, and you don't want them to search your car and everything, and you refuse to get out your car and everything, you could even get into more trouble that way. You get what I'm saying? Because you're refusing lawful, things right there, right? That's why even if you believe a search is like that is unwarranted, you gotta know how to handle situations like that, because you can't take it out right then and there. You get what I'm saying? And the encounter, it takes a critical turn when it's discovered that the individual has an active warrant for disorderly conduct. You get what I'm saying? Warrants are issued when someone fails to appear in court or violates legal conditions. At this point, officers are obligated to make an arrest. Okay, that's everybody pretty much knows that, right? Whenever someone, fails to show up in court or violates anything legal, you get what I'm saying? That they might have a warrant out for their arrest at that point. You get what I'm saying? But this part of the footage, it underscores the importance of staying calm, cool, and collective, and staying on top of any legal obligations. Missing a court date or ignoring legal notices can lead to significant consequences. You don't want anything. You don't want those type of consequences. Including arrest during unrelated encounters. That means if a cop sees you and he recognizes you from a warrant that they have out for you, and he goes to arrest you, it could be from unrelated encounters. You see what I'm saying? If he spots you, basically, but the individual is also charged with obstructing an officer, which likely stemmed from the initial hesitation to provide identification or comply with commands. Okay, obstruction charges can carry hefty penalties and complicate someone's legal situation further. That's why you do not want that to happen. You don't want to have no obstructing charges or anything. That's why it's best to comply, like I said, and handle things later. If you think anything was wrong or anything, handle it later through the legal proper channels that you're supposed to handle it with. You ain't supposed to handle it right there on scene, because then it could look like resisting, right? But when interacting with law enforcement, compliance doesn't mean surrendering your rights. Okay, it means handling the situation safely and addressing the disputes. You get what I'm saying? Later through the proper legal channels. You get what I'm saying? Through a lawyer or anything. You get what I'm saying? But here's the thing. This video is not just about one individual's encounter with the police. Okay, it's not about that. It's a reminder of the importance of lawful compliance, staying informed, and knowing your rights, staying informed about your rights and your legal obligations, and handling unexpected situations with composure. That's what I'm trying to say. Any type of situation you're in, you gotta be able to handle it with composure. And as viewers, we can learn from these incidents to better understand our rights and responsibilities. Because the legal system may not always be perfect, but knowing how to navigate, it can make all the difference. If you know how to navigate, it's gonna make all the difference. And if there's one thing to take away from this video, it's the importance of staying calm, cooperative, and informed during any police encounter. By sharing these breakdowns, I really hope to provide valuable insights that help viewers understand both the perspectives of law enforcement and civilians. As I'm just a civilian, I ain't no law enforcement, but I done watched enough of these videos now to understand what's going on there. Like, so if you found this commentary educational and thought provoking, please give the video a like and share it with others, like a bunch of people. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content where we break down real life world encounters. Okay, and we're gonna learn lessons and that basically apply to everyday life. Let's continue the journey together.